What is good, YouTubians? I hope all of you are having a fantastic day today. I wanted to talk to you guys about two things that are very common in skateboarding, and that is fear and injuries. I think the fear of falling down is super real and super common, especially in the beginner skateboarder. I think most people aren't really falling down in their everyday life as much as they will when they start skateboarding, and that fear of getting hurt really keeps people from progressing to the point where most people just kind of tend to give up in the beginning of skateboarding altogether. The thing about fear, and I think if you skateboard, this is probably something that you already know, is that fear really only lives in your head. Of course, there are times where fear is like normal and acceptable. Like, for example, if you've never like ollied or rolled off a curb and you're looking down a 10 set thinking about ollieing it, then yeah, the fear is there for a very good reason. But if you're trying to do something that's within your skill set and you're unable to do it, chances are the fear is what's holding you back. The perfect example of that for me was in my last video when I was trying to ollie down a 3 set. That's something that's within my skill level, and the fear was really holding me back from being able to do that. And when I finally committed to actually ollieing and landing on it, I did it first try. So that really proves to me that like the fear was really what was holding me back from being able to do this trick and roll away from it like a boss. What I find really interesting is that the fear of getting injured is usually what causes the injury in the first place. I think that's because we're like afraid to commit. We kind of half-ass the trick altogether. We forget all technique that we know for this trick, and that usually causes you to like land weird or roll an ankle or whatever. You bail out, and that's when you usually end up getting hurt. Of course, that's not 100% of the time. Injuries just kind of happen sometimes. It's part of skating and being a skateboarder. You're probably going to get hurt. Most injuries tend to be minor, like cuts, bruises, scrapes. You might get a shinner or two, well, probably more than two, but that's just kind of what comes along with the sport. But I am talking about these big injuries, these things that kind of keep you out for whether it be a couple days, weeks, months, whatever. That's kind of what I'm talking about here. So a couple weeks ago, I was trying something that I believe to be just right outside my skill set, and that was I was trying to ollie down a 4 set. Now, I think realistically, it probably is within my skill set, but I hadn't worked my way up to it. I hadn't, worked to ollie a 2 and then a 3 and then move on to the 4. I hadn't done stairs in forever, and then all of a sudden I was trying to ollie down a 4 set, and exactly what I said would happen happened. I bailed out midway, landed really weird on my ankle, and ended up being out for like 3 days or so without being able to skate, kind of hobbling around. It really sucked. But what happened after that injury is what led me to think about these things and want to make this video. And what happened was, after I got hurt, I kind of had this fear in my mind of getting hurt again, not wanting to roll my ankle again, not wanting to be out again. And that caused me to get hurt even more. So a quick story, after I hurt my ankle, I was trying to ollie something that I had ollied many times before. It's, something that's well within my skill set. It wasn't a very high ollie or anything. But because I had gotten hurt, I was afraid. Halfway through the ollie, I bailed out, took my front foot off, and this is what ended up happening. I know this is a common thing for people skateboarding, but this actually really took me out. It ruined the whole session. I had a little bit of razor tail going on, and I actually sliced some stuff up. There was blood. It wasn't pretty. I wasn't able to keep skating that day whatsoever. I had to take the rest of the day off to just chill out, lay back. And this is the stuff that made me think that, like, there's a cycle to this. There is a injury, and then a fear, and then the fear causes more injury, and then the injury causes more fear, and then the fear causes more injury. It's like a never-ending cycle. But I do believe there's a way to break that cycle, and I will get into that right after these clips of me facing one of my fears and learning how to kickflip a 2 set. As you could probably see in that video, I was super scared. I kept landing with my back foot on, my front foot off, and that was really just because I was afraid to slip out, fall down, get hurt, or whatever. And again, when I finally really committed to it, I landed it, rolled away. It was an awesome feeling. So let's get right into the ways that you can break this cycle. The first thing that you can do, which is something that I do, is wear protective equipment. So if you guys watch my videos, you know that I wear a helmet. I do that because it really gives me a lot more confidence to try new things. I've noticed when I have my helmet off, I'm more hesitant. I don't really want to try anything that's kind of outside of my comfort level, but when I have my helmet on, it really helps me. It really gives me the confidence that I need. But there's plenty of protective equipment you can wear. You can wear elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards, helmets. There's a lot of things out there to help you feel a little safer when you're trying to skate, when you're trying to learn something new. Those things can be really helpful, especially for the beginner skater. There is kind of a stigma in wearing protective equipment. A lot of people don't want to do it. You know, they think it makes them look kind of lame or whatever. But dude, don't let that hold you back. Do whatever you got to do to make yourself feel comfortable to keep progressing in skateboarding. Another thing that you can do to make you feel a little more comfortable when skating is learning the right way to fall. That might sound kind of weird for people who are just learning to skateboard. Like, what do you mean there's a right way to fall? How am I supposed to control how I fall? There actually is techniques to falling that help you prevent injury when you do fall. That's how you see all these really good skaters ollieing down crazy sets or off really high things and rolling away from it a bunch of times and continuing to try it without actually getting really hurt. One of my good homies actually has a really good video on this, and I will try to put his card up here or whatever side it's on, and I will also put the link to his YouTube down in my description section, so definitely check that out because it's super helpful. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times already. He's got a lot of really good techniques there that'll help you be able to fall and not get hurt so much, which could also give you a boost of confidence to try something that you might be scared to try. The third thing that you can do to kind of break the cycle is keep things within your skill set. When I say that, I don't mean to not push your comfort, not push your limit, because those are things you have to do in order to be able to progress in skateboarding. You have to try new things. You have to go a little bit higher, a little bit better than you did last time you sessioned, so that way you can get better and you can progress. What I mean by saying that is work your way up to these things. Like what happened to me, for example. You don't want to go ahead and try an ollie a 4 set if you're not comfortable doing a 2, if you're not comfortable doing a 3. You got to build your way up to that. If you don't have kickflips down on flat, you don't want to go ahead and try to kickflip off a loading dock or off a stair set. You want to keep things within your skill set while still pushing yourself to the next level to be able to progress. If you take the time to get down those building blocks, there really should be no reason why you can't land that next level trick. The only thing that might keep you from landing that trick is that fear that lives inside your mental. The fear that lives inside your head is gonna be what's keeping you back. Anyone who skateboards and has faced their fear and been able to put down that trick can tell you that it feels amazing. It's like, a boost of adrenaline. You feel so freaking good, so proud of yourself for being able to conquer that fear. These are things that translate into the everyday life. You fall down, you get back up. You fall down, you get back up. You try again. And then when you finally put it down, you can see how persistence can help you get to the goal that you're trying to get to. It really is an incredible and amazing thing to be able to face those fears and do the thing that you were so afraid to do and realize that it's something that you're capable of doing. It's just amazing. Skateboarding is such an amazing thing, and it teaches you life skills. These 3 things have really helped me break that fear injury cycle that happens when we skate, and I believe that these things could probably help you guys out too. I hope that you got something out of this video. I hope that there's some information here that can really help you progress and push yourself just a little bit to be able to get better and better every time that you skate. So get out there, implement these things. Don't be afraid to slap those pads on. Remember to keep things within your skill level and take the time to really build the foundation that you need to put down these tricks. So yeah, get out there, keep shredding, keep progressing, and I hope all of you have an awesome day. Peace.